Hi everyone, my name is Anu and welcome to my channel. For you to be watching this video, you must be new to logic programming and programming PLCs in general. In that case, do well to check out my other videos on the basics of bit logic and data types. Now, straight to the point of this video. Assuming you have an S7 project, whether an S7-300 or an S7-400 project currently saved on your computer or currently running on your machine's CPU, you can compare with another saved version for any differences. This is usually necessary in cases where machines have been upgraded or the program or software has been modified in a way. Also, usually before you download a new program or before you try to make modifications to a running program or a running machine, it's always best to compare the backup you have against what's currently running on the program, see if there are any differences, and then back up what is currently running before you then make any adjustments. So first, we'll look at how to compare two offline projects. You can either compare two offline projects, or you can compare an offline project with a project that's currently running online on your machine. So to do this, you open Simatic Manager, which I have done here, and then I'd go to Options, and then click on Compare Blocks. Now, the screen that prompts gives you the option of either choosing an online or offline or two offline projects, which is like the part 1 or 2. Now, what I'll do is I'll first compare two offline projects, and what I'll do is I'll compare two projects that are very different, very different from each other, so that you can see how the differences work. So I'll first navigate to where my first project is stored on my computer. Usually, most projects are stored in S7-400. That's usually the location that's created generally for most projects. So I'll navigate to see where exactly I have saved the project. I'll go to Browse and then sorry, my system is a bit slow, and Browse, and then I'll select this Press T. Okay, wait, I'll select this KB4063 underscore 2. So that's just a random project that I've created. And then I'll click OK. What I want to is I want to compare all the blocks. So I can choose to navigate to my CPU as well and then select all the blocks. Usually if you just want to compare a particular block, you can do that here, but I want to compare all the blocks in that project. So I've selected the first path as the first project I want to compare. Now under part 2, I'll select the next project that I want to, the other project I want to compare. So which is this KB4063 underscore 1, and then click OK. They are both very similar projects, so I may or may not have any differences. Okay, sorry, yeah, then I'd go down. I have to navigate to where the blocks are, sorry. And then I'd click on OK. You can see all the blocks in that project. So I click OK here. And then here I get to choose whether I just want to compare only timestamps or I want to actually do a code comparison. Now with the code comparison, it runs through all your networks, compares all your networks and in all your blocks. While for the timestamp, what happens is that it looks through the blocks to see if there are any differences in the times each of them have been saved. So if, for instance, I edit an FC, for instance, a function block or an FB or any block whatever, if I edit it and then I save it, it will carry the timestamp of today's date. If I then open another project and then I save that same block on another day, it will have a different timestamp. So what this code comparing of timestamps does is that it looks through to see if there are any differences in dates that they have been saved. Now I can then click on compare, and what you'll see now is that the computer runs through all the blocks and compares for any differences. Now, depending on how large your project is, this might take minutes, might take seconds. It just depends on the number of blocks you have currently saved in your project. Now you see that it says the comparison of the products did not produce any timestamp deviations. This is because these two projects are exactly the same. I have just retrieved them at different points in times and named them. And then I can close this. So that's basically what happens. And that's how to compare two blocks.